All right, hey guys, welcome back.
Hi, everybody.
Share YouTube channel. We're talking to Sherry Klein. Got a good show for you today. Uh, we actually have a video coming out tomorrow. It's going to drop tomorrow morning. The 5 powerful signs your angels are trying to communicate with you. So we're going to drop that tomorrow morning. So if you've got the bell icon clicked, then you will be notified when this thing drops. If not, just look back tomorrow morning sometime and it'll be out there. We're going to show you a small snippet, like a 4-minute snippet, kind of whet your taste buds a little bit for this video. Hopefully you'll like it and you'll watch the full video. So we're going to show that to you today. Going to do some alphabet messages today. Hopefully we can squeeze those in. I know we've missed those the last few weeks. We've just had so many people that kind of came in here and really wanted readings that we wanted to focus in on those people versus the alphabet messages. So
Yeah.
hopefully we can get those to you sooner rather than later. Depends on how the night goes. And of course, Sherry's going to be giving some general readings here to any live viewers here that post their requests here in the chat session. Now remember, these are the general readings, no specific questions. Sherry will address the specific questions in the comment section after the live stream is over. You'll have a video there. Post in the comment section if you have a really specific question, and she will respond to you there. For these live streams, Sherry, you're going to take the approach like you do your private readings, right? You're going to you're just going to let Spirit tell you what they think.
want. Yeah, what their spirit team will tell me what they want them to know.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So, and I'll scan their energetic field, check the auras, and then I just come out of the gate with what their team tells me. That's how I start my paid readings. We like to come out of the gate because sometimes Spirit will tell you something that you wouldn't ask, but it might be really beneficial.
Yeah, and there may be things that you may have specific questions, but in those general readings, they're going to address those, right? A lot of times, whatever specific question you have, whatever concern or negative feeling you have, it can sometimes address those specific questions through the general reading that you get. So,
yeah, and like you said, if it doesn't, after the show, not on the chat box, but after the show in the comments, you can write your question, and then I'll get to, I think last time I got to all of them, so
yeah.
and then
Oh,
I
yeah.
can write a comment or whatever spirit comes in with that answer for your question. So
I think you got to all of them that night.
yeah, but I had a couple that posted later.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good. Good. So if you want a general reading, and if you have a username that includes your first name, then that is great. But if you have a YouTube username, some of them have a series of letters and numbers, and you don't know, that's pretty robotic. And we want to refer to you as your first name, get a little more personal than we did. So if you request a reading, put your first name down in the post as well, so that we can make it a little bit more personal for you. Make sure that I lost my train here. I'm trying to read from my directions here. But anyway,
I don't know. I think you covered most of it. They're not. I see we've already got people. Couple of them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And if put down that you actually want a reading, you're requesting a reading. Sometimes people will say, "Hello, Bob and Sherry," and we'll say hello back, but we won't give you a reading because you didn't ask for one, and we don't want to endanger privacy by giving you that. What was that?
Well, I was just kind of glancing at some of the comments, and I think Soulshine said that she looked for the live for your live to get noticed and it wasn't listed.
Well, it was on YouTube. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes we get a glitch in this,
Yeah,
and sometimes people will post things and we can't see it. So, but there do have a lot coming through now.
yeah. Let me check. Yeah, we're right now. We are live on Facebook. I don't know if the thumbnail was out there beforehand, but
Okay.
we're out there now, and hopefully it was out there. I don't know, but all right. So let's take a first shot at the chat board. See what we've got here.
Okay.
CJN,
Hi.
yes. Hello. I think that's Carrie. Is that
I
Carrie?
don't know.
Your name? I didn't write these down. Shine, Lane, Light, Truth. That's Charlotte, I believe.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Just love you guys, Sherry. You're amazing. You're amazing, Sherry.
Oh, thank you. Bobby's so sarcastic, but thank you, Charlotte. That's a wonderful compliment. I appreciate it.
I came across some amazing clarity. Sherry, pick up anything on it? I would love to know what you have for me this week.
All right. So let's see what comes up here. All right. Spirit showed me a caterpillar, and of course we all know when we see caterpillars that they turn into butterflies, but with your caterpillar, it is moving forward and it, of course, it's blossoming. Spirit is telling me that you are really coming out of we're going to call it a dark place. You might have been through a rough time, felt like you were struggling, possibly in a lot of different areas of your life. Spirit says you can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's going to get bigger and brighter for you. As I'm talking, I can feel the throat chakra kind of has a little bit of blockage in it for you. Uh, and see, there it goes again. It's almost like something catches my throat. So when you want to say something, I don't know if you're trying to, bite your tongue and not say something, but Spirit is almost asking you to kind of put it out there, voice your words. Don't assume that people know what you're thinking, because sometimes that can put us in a trick bag. It's like with texting. People think that, texting can come off a lot of different ways. So that's what they're talking about with you. Every time when I get into your vibration, and my stomach feels a little queasy because your energy really vibrates fast. And so, of course, to always work on the grounding, because the longer I'm in your energy, the more I feel anxiety starting to build up. So that is what comes up for you, and you know how to ground. Get outside, do the deep breaths. But yeah, that's what comes through for you. You are making forward progress, and we like what we see for you. So that's what comes up for.
Okay. All right. Good. You'll notice when Sherry does general readings from your spirit that they're longer than if you have a certain question. If you have questions, she'll answer it. But spirits tend
I
to
know sometimes I have to, because I can go on and on. I've done private readings where people won't even ask me a question, and I can just, whatever spirit gives me, because they'll bounce around, take me everywhere. So,
Oh, okay. All right. Carrie would like a message. I'm hoping her name is Carrie. So
okay.
I'm going to call you Carrie.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh boy, first thing they showed me is a great big ear, and I love that because they're saying you're going to start to hear things a lot differently. You're going to be able to read between the lines, so to speak, with people. Boy, your intuition is really starting to heighten. Even with voice vibrations, when people talk, you're going to pick up on liars. You probably could already do this, but it's going to go up a notch or two. You're going to have wonderful gut feeling. You're going to know you shouldn't trust people. But they're just saying you're going to start to hear things. Even people might not change, but the way you perceive them will. And that's what they're saying. Boy, your intuition really starting to spark. you know, people think that, ooh, when my intuition starts, that it goes, and it keeps going up and up and up. That's not the case. You'll go up, and then you might plateau for a little bit. And it's giving your body, your energy time to kind of reassess and take in what it is that you know, on that higher vibration. And then you might get on a roll again. But again, we see where you are getting on this roll really good. Pay attention to your gut feeling. And twice this has come up, you will spot a liar. So I don't know if somebody's going to be trying to pull the wool over your eyes, because they kept showing me like a used car salesman. And no offense to anybody out there who sells cars, but it's that old saying, you know, how you got to kind of watch sometimes stuff like that. So that is what's coming up for CJ or Carrie.
Okay. I may have to cut you off. Sometimes you keep going.
I know.
We are going to cut off at 7:30. So
Yes, yes.
Shari gets a little loopy after an hour and a half doing this. So anything after that, you can see she doesn't slur her speech, but her mind is
Yeah,
not.
I'll start. Yeah, I'll be wanting to know what I'm saying. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm telling you, we're getting a lot of people in these chats who are saying something. Are you reading it? How it didn't go out?
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. No.
Because normally there would be a lot more people on here.
Yeah, well, you know that we're getting up there pretty good now.
Yeah.
You know, we had that one week where we couldn't even get comments.
I
So-
know.
and that was a YouTube thing. Maybe something happened with
Yeah.
our YouTube thumbnail. I don't know. Priscilla has a question. How about a general read for Priscilla? Priscilla, then if you have any further specific questions
Okay.
after the live stream, put it in the comment and Shari will address it then.
Right. First thing with Priscilla is they're starting at the top of your head and they kind of bring me down. They are bringing me down into the heart chakra area. They are talking about they're talking about the heart chakra, but they're also talking about some inner child work and going back. They're saying something around the age of 5 or 6, where you created some sort of a persona where you're not good enough. And you might feel like you have to go above and beyond the call of duty in relationships, whether it be love relationships or friend relationships. And sometimes when we do that, when we're a giver, we'll pull in people who kind of don't pull their weight in relationships. And then you start to get resentful because you're going above and beyond the call of duty because you feel like if you don't, then people won't like you. So your spirit team and your guides are asking you to kind of, I don't know if you do inner child work, but that's the first thing that came up. Go back. You'll know that you kind of cleared some of this work when you go back through your past and you think of an event and you don't get an emotional charge. If you still get an emotional charge, then that means you still have some work to do. But swinging back around to the heart chakra, Spirit says people are only going to love you as much as you love you. So make sure that you work on building your self-esteem, doing the inner child work, because we want to pull in, Irene says, some wonderful suitors. So, you know, you don't want to just get anybody, but that's what they're saying. If you work on you, and it's a funny thing, when you become comfortable being alone, that is when you'll be like a magnet. People will all be coming out of the woodwork to want to, you know, go out on dates with you or to be your friend. So that is what's coming up for Priscilla.
Okay. I hope that helps you. Rosaria, Rosaria, I think. Hello to you.
Okay, hello.
Appreciate you coming back. Vivian.
Hi,
hello.
everybody. Again, for people who came on late, if you want a reading, you have to ask for it.
Yeah.
If you just say hello, then we say hello.
Yeah, we'll say hello back.
We say that every time.
Anna Ackland.
Okay,
What
let's
do you
see.
have for her?
First thing, Spirit shows me you've got like a rope behind you and you are pulling a heavy load. Spirit is asking you to kind of get rid of some of this stuff because it all doesn't feel like yours. Um, Feels like Spirit is telling me that you like to, I want to say, fix people or help people. And that's great. But make sure that you don't put these people before you. You can only give what you got. And sometimes when people are like that, they will attract people who just can really suck your energy. And then you just, it just feels like you're burning the candle at both ends of the stick. You might feel tired all the time. So they're saying boundaries. Make sure that you put your boundaries up. And one other thing, boy, her team's a talker. Uh, they said you have wonderful ideas. I don't know what you got going on in your head, something that you want to do, and Spirit is backing you 100% because they're saying all you have to do is believe in yourself and really want it, because they're saying whatever you're working on manifesting right now or in the very near future, it can really pan out for you. So that's what comes up for Anna.
Okay.
Boy, her team, I know I've said this before, everybody's spirit team kind of has their own personality. Some are kind of, bubble. Hers were very, busy, busy, busy. And some are more very analytical kind of. I just love the way they come in. It's all different tones.
Hmm. Okay.
Um,
Good. Rosaria, I'm watching the Artemis launch. I thought they were having some trouble with it, so it's good to know they got those things on.
okay.
That's the one that's going to the moon and back this
Oh,
time.
okay. Because you said that, and I'm like, I'm not even commenting. I have no idea.
You don't watch the news much, do
I
you?
don't watch TV hardly. I'm like, that must be something going on in a different country. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, Kathy, hello. Hello to you.
Hi, Kathy.
Vivian would like a reading. What do you have
All
for me?
right. Oh boy, Vivian. First thing that comes up is they just show me people love to talk to you. You might find it even ramping up more and more because they just show me people are going to be asking your advice, or, and this could even be strangers in a store might just come up and try to strike a conversation with you. It's because it's your energy. It's almost like it's glowing. Um, and you're just in a really good place. I don't do astrology, but Spirit is telling me that whatever it is, the star, something's lining up for you. And it's really, this is the time where you really want to watch what you're thinking because you can manifest very quickly. They are showing me glasses for some reason. Let's see what they're saying. Um, I don't know if, I think it's a two-sided coin here. One, they're saying when you're outside, hopefully that you wear sunglasses. And two, and I'm no doctor, but they are talking about, I don't know if you're getting new glasses or if your eyes need checked or something of this nature, because I'm very drawn into the eyes. It feels more on the physical instead of like on the etheric. So that is what comes up for her. And I do see a lot of cleaning. You're either painting walls or cleaning things down. Um, so yeah, there's a lot of busyness in the air for you. So
Okay.
that's what comes up.
All right. Why don't we go ahead and get to this video snippet, and then we'll get with Jenny
Okay.
when it's over. It's 4 minutes. I think it's less than 4 minutes.
Okay.
Well, we've got a video that's going to drop tomorrow. It is the 5 powerful signs that your spirit angels are trying to communicate with you. We picked out a little 4-minute snippet here to show it to you so that you can get a taste of it before the long video drops tomorrow morning. So let's take a look at that.
Okay. Angels communicate in frequencies, energetic patterns beyond our normal senses. Because their messages are vibrational, they use symbols that exist in our physical world around us. Numbers on the clock, feathers in your path, songs on the radio that play exactly when you need to hear them. These aren't coincidences. They're divine alignments designed to guide, comfort, or even warn you The more awareness that you bring to these reoccurring signs, the more fluent you become in the language of the divine. Think of it like tuning a radio. The messages have always been there, but now you're able to hear them. The first and most common sign is repeating numbers, seeing 111, 222, 333, or 555. Repeatedly, it's not random. It is a pattern known as angelic numbers. Each one holds their own frequency. 111 means new beginnings. Your thoughts are manifesting, so stay focused on what you want. 222 is divine reassurance that balance and alignment are coming. 333 reminds you that ascended masters and guides are near. 555 is transformation. Old chapter is closing and a new one is beginning. When your mind is busy, you might not see these signs. So pause the next time that you see them and ask, what was I thinking when that number appeared? Angels respond instantly to your focus. So if that number keeps showing up during moments of fear or confusion, it is not random. It's an answer. Imagine this. You're anxious about a big decision, and then you glance at the clock and it's 333. That's not a coincidence. That is your angels saying, hey, you're being supported. Keep going. These numbers form a bridge, and your angels are the most direct energetic language. The second sign, dreams and spiritual visitations. Our angels often connect with us when we're asleep, when our conscious mind is quiet enough to listen. You might dream of a loved one who has passed or encountered a glowing presence offering warmth and guidance. These moments often feel different from a regular dream. They're more vivid. They are emotionally charged and they feel super real. Sometimes you'll wake up with a wonderful sense of peace after days of feeling stressed out. That's not a random feeling. That's healing coming through from your angels. Ask yourself, do you remember what they said or how they made you feel? Because angels rarely use words. They communicate through emotion. The feeling is the message. Psychologically, these dreams offer closure, reassurance, spirituality, and they're sacred meetings between the two worlds. If you wake up in tears but you feel comforted, that's your angels holding space for your grief. A sign that your healing is underway.
All right.
Okay.
So that's the first two signs. 3 more to go. Very interesting, I think.
Yeah, I get so many people that comment on numbers are so big. And it really is, when you see those, if you just stop and think for a minute, what were you just thinking? And like I woke up last night and it was 222. So it's always like that, and so many people get it. So really think about what you were thinking, because that is the guides coming in and letting you know that they're there for you.
Yeah.
So,
All right, let's get back to the boards here with Jenny.
okay.
What do her guides have for her today?
All right, so let's start here just a bit. Okay. One thing that they showed me, and this is very common for a lot of people, is that we feel like we're just bogged down. Kind of feels like somebody's got a rope around your neck and you're like, oh, I'm just trying to move forward. They're saying you are making forward progress. Sometimes when we are not moving fast enough into the direction that we want our life to go, sometimes that might be a blessing in disguise. It might be our higher self or our guides kind of putting obstacles in our way so that we can reroute or take a step back and re-examine, because there might be an easier way or a better solution. So that's kind of what comes up for Jenny, is focus on what would make you happy. They show me that you're very analytical in your mind, but they say pay more attention to your heart and your gut feeling, because that will never let you down. Sometimes our head is conditioned, and you just kind of really want to go with how your life, how you want to make it, how you want your life to make you feel. And they threw in people around you too, maybe friends, and we use that term kind of lightly here. Sometimes friends might drop off. Doesn't mean you got to get into a knockdown drag out, but they don't serve you anymore. Your contract is over. So that might be what's happening with one or two people in your life might kind of drop out for a little bit, maybe forever, but then that opens up for new ones to come in. So that's what comes up for Jenny.
Okay, all right. Hope that helps, Jenny. Let's move on to Michelle. Anything for her?
All right, boy, instantly I see her fingers going like this. They're saying they want you to write things down, even if it's Post-it notes on things you want to do. But there's something about, everybody always says, oh, journal. They do want you to journal, because they're telling me that you have come such a long way, not only in 5 years, but in 2 years. And you should be proud of yourself, because we see a lot of movement for you coming up, maybe in directions that hasn't entered your mind yet, because they show me you kind of going down a path, and then boom, you just take a right. So when you're working on something that you want, could be a job, could be moving, and you may have something set in your mind, spirit feels like things are going to really take a different turn for the better. I would say that because sometimes things we perceive aren't for the better, but this one does feel like that for you. Another thing, boy, we could talk to her all day, and I'll just say this real quick. They showed me like a puppet, what are they called? A marionette? What are those where people hold the strings?
Marionette? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of what they're showing, and they're saying, don't let people, it feels like there might be somebody in your life who's trying to control you a little bit, and don't let that happen. Make sure that you draw the line in the sand. We teach people how to treat us. So, and again, I would like to say, a lot of times on these readings, when Spirit shows me something, it's either happening now or it's getting ready to happen in the pretty much near future. So just jot it down, keep that in mind. Don't let people, or person control you.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't need that.
Yeah.
All right, hope that helps. Let's go to Mark.
Okay. All right, Mark. Let's see what we've got going on here. Instantly, Spirit showed me you like with headphones on, and Spirit says music is like your meditation. Whether you meditate or not, that music can really get you into the zone. And I don't know if you have started walking or doing some exercises, but Spirit, if not, Spirit's really urging you to get outside. Walking on a treadmill is a lot different than walking outside.
Oh, yeah.
And not that I do either, don't misunderstand me. Bobby does.
Yeah, it is a big difference.
Yeah, and it's something about Mark's Spirit saying the more he can get outside, better off he's going to be, especially in the sun. But they don't want you to mix the two together. Again, we hear the music, but they don't want you to put that on and go walking outside. Because they want you to listen to nature and the sounds of whatever is out there when you're walking. But when you're in the home, oh, thank you, that's good. I knew they were getting to something a little different. Are they called bilingular beats? Do you know what I'm talking about, Bobby?
Binaural beats?
Yes.
Binaural?
I think that's what keeps coming up, because I hear the beats, and then it took them a minute to get it to me. You can Google those on YouTube, but it's free. Spirit says that would be very beneficial for you. So.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah,
I never listened to those.
Oh, yeah, I listen to them all the time.
Really?
Yeah, Spotify, YouTube Music, I mean, most music places have.
Oh, I've
One
heard
of
of
them.
them. I don't think I've ever listened to them.
The different frequencies do different things. And you
Okay.
can Google that and
Yeah, that's what was coming up. I kept hearing like the beats, but it wasn't like shamanic drumming. So it took me a minute. You know, they use my memory, so if I'm not doing the whatever they're called, they're like, "Oh, it's going to be hard trying to get this through to her." So,
yeah.
yeah,
All right.
Mark, if you have a question, he said, "Can I ask?" After the show, down in the comments, you can write a question and then I'll get to as I answer them. Or if you'd like a private reading, you'd pay for it. Psychic Shari, then of course we can answer anything. But yeah, after the show, in the comments, what people are writing now is the chat box. So
Yeah. 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 Once the show is over, then it becomes a video. Then it
right,
has comments. That's where you would
that's
put.
where you write your question because I know we have a lot of people over here with questions. Write those in there, and a lot of times I'll do them after the show because I'm still in spirit. But I kind of like to sit and then get into the energy and then I'll address them. So,
Okay. Rosaria, I guess the Artemis launch is over, and she's looking for a reading. Any
all right.
messages for her?
Oh, okay. Let's see. You know, so many people they're scanning the chakras for her, and so many people think of the seven because those are the common, the crown, the third eye. We go down. They're showing me the chakras in your hand, so you'd be a wonderful healer. Again, you know, I've probably said this 1,000 times. You don't have to have hands-on to be a healer. You can literally envision energy coming out of your hands, and envision someone standing in front of you if you want to send them healing. You can even do it to yourself, you know, in the mirror or put hands on. Um, we love the minute I did that and I turned like that, they drew me to your heart. Um, I can hear spirit say, pick up the pieces and go on. It feels like that you might, you know, we all go through a lot of heartaches. Some people go through really horrific heartaches, but it just feels like something happened that might have shattered your heart and you still kind of feel like it's not fully together. Just work on compassion, they said. We're not saying that you don't have compassion, but the more compassion that you have for others, then the more that will help heal. It'll be like glue for your heart. And gratitude will be like glue for your heart. And then they just showed me the Grinch that stole Christmas, how his heart, you know, get bigger and bigger and bigger. That's what they showed. And then it will feel like uh, they just said you'll feel whole again. So I don't know if you went through a lot of heartache. And this could be from way back that was never really healed or you didn't give yourself enough time to process it. So that's what comes up for.
Okay. Hope that helps. Let's go to Gary for Grace.
All right, Gary.
Gary.
Let's see what we've got. Boy, instantly they showed me you could be standing on top of a rooftop or a mountain and just praising and singing. And your words really carry a wonderful vibration to them. Um, Everybody has their own vibration. Some people, I can really pick up on vibrations, and a lot of people can. Yours really has well, Spirit said a really unique vibration. And it just pulls in all of the wonderful energy that is out there around you. Beautiful bubble. They show me a beautiful bubble around your home of protection. One thing that they are showing me is that your aura, we like to see the aura all the way up and all the way down around your feet. Yours kind of comes to your knees a little bit, and it fluctuates. It doesn't, you know, it's not one and done. Everything that happens to us, you know, we can pull it out, we can pull it in, we can put it way in front of us if we're worried about the future. But it feels like maybe working on a little bit more grounding and being outside. and carefree. They showed me a kid that's outside playing. You know, when a kid's outside playing, they don't worry about anything. They just worry about having fun. And that's what Spirit is saying for you. You know, we can make this life easy or we can make this life rough. And a lot of times it's how we perceive it in our thoughts. And they're saying go about it like a child and have fun. So that's what comes up for Gary.
Okay. Hope that helps, Gary. And now Kathy Macy.
Okay, hi Kathy. Let's see what we've got going on here. Boy, instantly Spirit went like this. And they said, you're really good at keeping secrets. So you might know a lot of things. You know, some people can't really keep secrets, but they said, you're really good at it. And you might find where people come and might try to get you to, might gossip or get you to not like this person or something of this nature, but you just stay very neutral. And Spirit loves that for you. I don't know if you've worked on connecting with your spirit team, because instantly they took your head like this and kind of just opened it up like, wow. I just see Spirit dropping information in your head. Ask what you want from Spirit. If you don't know specifically what to ask, say, what do you want me to know? Because they just said, it's like a funnel, literally, that goes up to the gods and to your angels. And they said, what do you want to know? We'll tell you anything. Just sit in silence. So that is what comes up for you. And even when you're in the car or traveling, they said you can still communicate with your spirit team. It's in those times where you're a captive audience, especially if you're stuck in traffic. And they said take advantage of it. So that's what comes up for Kathy.
Okay. All right, just want to say hi, Nico. Appreciate you coming.
Hi, thanks for coming. If you'd like a read, you have to ask.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that every time, aren't I?
Yeah, you are.
Oh, well, thank you.
Share this, send a text. Yeah, everybody on here. Do like what Rosario does. Text your friends, let them know. We want
Yeah,
to get a
it's
good
just
call.
fun. Just some good old fun. Every Wednesday at 6.
So here's Nico. Nico.
Okay.
Reading for him.
Okay, let's see what we got. Instantly, they show me you in like a revolving door. And you know, you get in those revolving doors and you can get out or you can just keep walking around and around in a circle. And that's kind of where they're showing me is that you're kind of walking around and around in a circle. And they said you could get off at any exit that you wanted. They're showing me, feels like you might start out and want something, you know, you're all in, you want something, this could be a new job, this could be a new relationship, a new friendship, something, you want something really bad and you start out and then it's like you kind of maybe give up steam or you don't put all your energy into that. So Spirit is asking you if you really, you know, want something, really focus on it and know that failure or not getting that is not an option. So they're just saying put more of that energy and believe that you deserve it. Spirit wants you to raise the bar a little bit higher for yourself because they're saying, you know, they're just saying the bar is set too low. Raise the bar higher because you can obviously jump over it with ease. Another thing they're saying, boy, your team just, they go from one to the other. From what they're telling me, and I've heard this before, all of our good deeds kind of go out into like what I call the iCloud in the sky. Some people get little, you know, everything is karma. It's the yin and yang. You know, you get a little back, a little back. They said you're getting ready to get a big withdrawal. So they said you're due. Yeah, huh?
Is that good?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, it's good. And it doesn't have to be money, you know, but
Well, I
good
know.
things, you know, like it's like
It's good karma, right? It's not
good
bad
karma is coming back
Okay.
because it is, everything is fair. If not in this lifetime, it will be. So, but they're saying in this lifetime, they just keep saying you're going to get a big, and they call it a return. So So that's lovely, and we love that. They said within the next 3 months, we really like that, this time frame for you. So they
Okay.
said, look up because things are going to start to really get good for you.
Well,
Oh, I just read his thing where he says the ideal position feels unobtainable. No wonder they said raise the bar, like it, because I almost said, they drop everything in my head, and I'm almost like, when you apply for a job, apply for jobs that you don't think you qualify for everything. They're gonna train you anyway. So,
yeah.
so yeah,
All right,
we got
good.
to get rid of that and really think high. So,
Yeah. All right, Nico. Let's go to Mark. What do you have for Mark?
okay, let's just scan here just a bit. Huh, that's kind of fun. Well, a couple of things are coming up. First thing that's coming up is they're showing me pay attention to what is going on around you, especially with other people, because they're mirroring to you what you need to work on. So if somebody pushes your buttons, that's your cue. You got some skin in the game. There's something you need to work on. Now, when they said the word mirror, it's kind of a two-sided thing. I would like scry in the mirror, where you kind of unfocus your eyes and then it's kind of in the dark. I'd light a candle, but I could like see Irene and Black Hawk and everybody, and they said that is something that he might really enjoy doing, trying to scry, and it's spelled SCRY. And, of course, before you do any kind of that work, you call in your angels and your protection. But they're just saying things like this, little things. Get a deck of cards, trying to turn them over, because all of these can, they call it sharpen your intuition. Trying to read for yourself is going to be the hardest. I can tell you that, because Spirit says start with other people. And then you might get some confirmation back if you're wanting to be a psychic, things of this nature. So that is what comes in for Mark. And boy, you carry a lot of energy in your shoulders. So even if you can go like that and then down, that even will get rid of some stress, because it feels like a lot of stress in the neck and the shoulder area.
That's where I feel mine.
Yeah, well, because you're at the computer a lot.
Yeah, that's true. All right, hope that helps you. Shinkson, what do you see for him or her?
All right, let's see what we got going on here. Sometimes Spirit says the message for you is less is more. And what they're talking about is sometimes we don't have, they're not saying, oh, buy stuff don't say what you're thinking, but they kind of are. Um, Especially in the near future, they're just saying kind of bite your tongue a little bit, and you don't have to tell everything you know to somebody, because sometimes words can be like toothpaste. Once you squirt them out of that tube, you can't get them back in. So they're saying in the next couple of weeks, kind of caution on, not that what you want to say is wrong, but it feels like it might not go off too well with somebody. So that's a little bit of words of caution there. Another thing that comes up is they say you're juggling, you got a lot of things going on. You're pretty good at it, but you're not going to be able to do it for long. So focus on the main thing, write a list, what's the most important thing, and kind of work your way back, because it feels like you're spreading yourself too thin. You're burning the candle at both ends of the stick. You're running out of energy. So they're saying prioritize and focus on what is the most important for you. And you can make, boy, their team's talking. You can make changes to yourself. Little changes can go a long way. So, and that can be with anything. So that is what comes up for her, or him, or I don't know who it is, but.
Just a side note, what do you have in your hand?
Oh, this is my quartz. Can you see it? It's kind of
Yeah.
hard. I don't, I have done this for years. It is so hot. Like, it's hot. I, yeah, I don't know why. I always hold it.
Really? Quartz?
Mm-hmm.
Is that like an antenna? It helps or something?
Evidently, if I think it's an antenna, then it's an antenna. Just like I wear this, and it's, I don't want to say superstition, but it's like I don't need any of these. But when I first started, I thought I did many years ago, and then I just still like to kind of hang on to it,
Yeah.
almost like a worry stone, because I'm always kind of rubbing it, and fiddling around. So.
Ah, okay. Well, I thought I'd ask you. You move your hand a little bit, and I see it in your hand.
Hmm.
It looked almost like a lucky rabbit's foot.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
yeah. No, no rabbit's foot.
yeah. Okay, good. Back to the readings, Melissa. What do you have?
All right, let's see. Boy, they're instantly showing me, boom, just split down the middle here. Like you might be on the fence about a major decision or something coming up here in the next couple of months. You're not quite for sure what to do. And they're saying, don't worry. Um, you might think that there's only one way, the right way, and the other way is not going to end well. And then whenever we're fearful, it's very hard for us to move forward. Spirit wants me to tell you they're showing me a safety net on both sides of that fence. So whichever decision that you make, again, we say this, go with your gut feeling, because they're saying either decision that you make, and it feels like it's one of the big hitters. And when I say a big hitter, this would be either moving or in a relationship or maybe even a friendship that you might feel like has to come to an end. Something kind of big like that, a big remodel, whatever it may be. But they're saying in the next couple of months, just sometimes when you don't know which way to go, sometimes doing nothing is the best. Because then the longer you wait, the more clear, the more that you will know which way to go. So that is what is coming up with you. Again, with her, I'm seeing you're getting pulled in a lot of different directions. And this could be family members or friends. It feels like you might be getting pulled into some of their drama, or their not necessarily drama. Uh, let's say someone is sick, or you just kind of get pulled into their energy a little bit. So Spirit is kind of cautioning you about that. Good way, always put um, I'm looking at one hanging up, a disco ball. Always put that around you. That'll protect your energy and theirs can mirror back.
Okay. Good. I hope that helps. Morgan, welcome to the show.
Okay.
I don't recognize the username, so I think you must be new.
Okay, let's see what
What
we
do you
got.
have for?
First thing, Irene's funny. She said, this could be the year for you for transformation. When I get into your spirit, when I say Irene, she's the middleman. She's my guide, but I can hear her better than your higher self and your spirit team sometimes. And she says, this might be the year for transformation, which means physically, you might get a new hairdo. You might, work on doing lifting weights or getting new clothes, doing things of that nature, taking care of yourself. Put yourself first. Irene goes, not, we know, not in a narcissistic way, but sometimes you have to. Sometimes you need to look out for you first and then let the others fall behind. Not because it feels like you help a lot of people and it feels like your energy, when I look at your aura, they're showing me like a lot of different people's energy in your field. So I don't know, that's like brushing your teeth. You just can't clean your aura and it's done. You have to do it sometimes several times a day, depending on where you work or who you're around. So I do a process, but a quick one. Make the intention, blow it out, fill it up with what you want. And I say fill it up, that's your whole circle around you. And then seal it like an egg is around you. Because I am seeing a lot of other people's energy in your field. You might even do a job where you're close to people. You know, I get a lot of this in people that work in healthcare, or people who are massage therapists, or people who do hair, anything like that, where they're really into somebody else's energy. You know, that's when you really need to work on clearing your own and make it a habit every day.
Okay. All right, Morgan, hope that helps. Maria, is that the emergency room? Oh no,
Oh, Maria.
infection. Can you give
Huh.
her a reading? Maybe help her out.
All right, Maria. I think she came in late. Of course, we're not addressing, but I will since this seems like, you know,
An emergency, yeah.
yeah. Um, Let me see what we've got. Boy, instantly, Spirit says, uh, well, we'd say you're going to be in and out of the emergency room, but if it's anything like in Indiana, you're not going to the emergency room and getting in and out. But what they're saying is that uh, the procedure or once they just show me that it will be taken care of very easily with just a little bit of medicine. So sorry you're at the emergency room. Boy, it just feels like a series of events and a series of events with you. And they're saying, stop that train wreck, stop those thoughts, because everybody does it. Well, most everybody, where we, you know, can jump down a rabbit hole and then we're already knocked down and then something else happens. It's like we can't even get back up and get our breath and catch our, you know, and then it feels like something else happens. Keep in mind that Spirit is saying this too shall pass. The series of bad events, we feel like it's going to start to pan out, and then finally you're going to start to get yourself back up on your feet and stay there for a while. So hang in there, Maria. We do see where you just keep showing me drop, of course. I mean, that's usually what they do. But yeah, we don't feel like there's going to be any type of permanent damage, is what we're seeing.
All right, well, that's good news.
Yeah, you know what? I have got to hit later on here, or my computer is going to start going into an update mode and it's going to boot me off.
Oh, yeah, we don't want that.
Yeah,
Did you, did you
yeah,
press it? Okay.
yeah,
All
I
right.
got off.
All right, Kalili, what do you have for her?
Okay, let's see. First thing that came up, boy, you would be a really good animal communicator. They just showed me not only with the furry little cats and the dogs, but even the outside ones pay very close attention to what kind of birds that you see outside. They can be totems. They're bringing in messages. The first one that comes up is an eagle for you. And when I think of an eagle, wow, they are like the king of birds on it. You know, it's like they are, and that's what comes in for you. Feels like a protector energy too is coming in for you. Not to scare you to think, oh no, I need protection. We all have protectors. I don't know if you work with your protector, because if you're not, then they are really knocking at your door, wanting you to sit down in meditation, ask their name. And I'm so drawn to eagle. So yeah, so be outside in nature, and that can help even connect more strongly with your protector guide. And if you are working with a protector, they're going to step it up a notch. And don't misunderstand protectors. They can do more things than just protect you. They can bring you messages. They can do all the things that the other guides do, but they specialize in protection, not just for the physical body, but even for energetic. You know, there's a lot of things energetically and that we may not see. And we love to have protectors that can kind of take care of that in the background. So that's what's coming up for.
Say it.
I don't know how to say it. I can barely see. I can't see good. Whatever.
Lily.
Yeah.
Like that. How
Bob.
about, how about we make it simpler? Leora. What do you have for her?
Leora. Isn't it Lily? Oh, no. Okay.
Leora. I read a
I
poem.
was reading the user thing. Boy, we love flowers for you. We love, thank you, Irene. We love springtime wherever you are. They always use here in Indiana for me. Boy, and of course, some of the flowers are really starting to bloom, but they're talking about by mid-summer, which here in 2 or 3 months, boy, your life is really going to start snowballing in a good way. A lot of opportunities are coming in for you. Of course, everything can't be super and great and wonderful and awesome, but a majority of it feels like it is. Um, really see the heart opening. Um, kind of like that giddy feeling. I just feel your heart skipping and singing. You're really happy and in love. Either you meet somebody new, or even if you're in a relationship right now, it feels like that really solidifies, and your heart just opens. And boy, the compassion that you're going to start to have, you're really going to start to see other people uh, and understand why they do or say what they do. And that can make it, help us to understand. We all don't know what goes on in everybody else's mind, but that is what comes up uh, for Leora. Or I should really know how to sound out for it.
Tracy, welcome back.
Okay, hi Tracy.
Just want to give you an update, Sherry. She's let Philip go.
Maria,
Me,
I am so proud of you.
he preferred dark-haired ladies.
Well,
That's good.
that's good, Maria. Everybody on this channel who has been with us for the last year. I can hear everybody cheering for you, Maria.
Yeah.
And you know what? He did you a favor, because this will help close that chapter of your life, get you on to something better.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'm very proud of you. Even though I know you're at the emergency room, you got a lot of things going on. Again, go back through your timeline, and this is for everybody. You know, when things are going great and super and wonderful, they don't stay that way. Just like when things are going crappy and everything's going wrong, they don't stay that way either. It's always the ebb and flow.
Yeah.
You're just in a downspout right now, but that's okay. You're not going to stay there forever.
Yeah.
So, good for you, Maria.
All right. For the life of me, I can't remember whether you read Melissa or not. I don't think you did. I know she posted earlier, but I think it was just to say hello.
Okay, that's all right.
Not for Melissa.
All right. Melissa, first thing that comes up, a couple things actually. Slow down your teens. This is weird. My mouth, I feel like my lips are sticking to my teeth, and when they do that, that is like diabetes. Now, I'm no doctor. We're not saying you have diabetes, but I don't know if you're trying to cut down on sugar or trying to eliminate it, but this would be really good. We're not saying you have diabetes or that you're going to get it, because of course I'm no doctor. Boy, yours is, and you might even have feels like a grandmother, somebody on the other side who did have diabetes, because it feels like we got a couple of people coming in, some of your loved ones on the other side, who might not have taken good care of their body. We only get one body, and when they say treat it like a temple, they're probably not kidding. And that's very hard to do. I know how to tell people, but I just ate a bunch of Snickers before the show. We had them little Snickers bars. Hold of them, man. I just can't eat one. But
Yeah.
that's what comes up for you. Something else. What was it, Irene? Gosh, I got sidetracked and I can't remember because it's not my memory. Let's see if I can go back through here. Irene, bring it here. Okay, so they're just talking about the changing of the habits. And we do see a lot of good progress. And again, they're showing me drumming. If you ever get invited to a drumming circle, go. Because we love the drumming and the shamanic drumming circles for you. Anything with a campfire or a fire pit is also wonderful for you to help you to connect with, help you to ground, number one, and help you to connect with your spirit team. So that is what comes in for Melissa.
Okay. We'll move on to Debbie Castle. Welcome back. What do you have
Hi,
for
Debbie. All right, let's see. Boy, man, my head, boom, boom, boom. They show me you writing. It's like you're writing sticky notes, and you're writing something. You're writing it. And you're like, I can't forget this. I can't forget that. I can't forget that. And man, if you're like me, I write 1,000 sticky notes. I write so many I don't even pay attention to them anymore. So they're saying try not to get, because man, your head, you're really good at retaining information. They show me like a sponge, and you can really soak up information, but it feels like you're on a quest. And she's funny. Almost showed me like a Sherlock Holmes or like a hat, like you're a detective, and like you're trying to figure things out, and you're like a bloodhound. And they said you're really good at that, but try not to let it consume you. Because sometimes we can do that. Our mind does funny things, and I get like that. I'll think of something, and man, I'll snowball, and it's like I can't think of anything else, and then that's usually doesn't end well. So that's what comes up for you, Debbie. Kind of slow down a little bit when you find yourself getting so overwhelmed with all the thoughts or things you want to do. Kind of take a step back a little bit and let the cards fall where they may, and then kind of regroup again. So that's what comes in for Debbie.
Okay. Natalia.
Okay. All right, let's see what we got here just a bit. I don't know why they're showing me the right hand. They kind of show me your hands and your arms kind of going out like that. And what they're impressing me with is everybody who's been on the show knows I own a cleaning business, and I'm right-handed. I always use my right hand for this and that and that and that. Throws your body off kilter, you know, especially after years and years of doing it. Something about that, they're saying, try to use your not dominant hand as often as you can. I know many years ago when I went through a spiritualist class and they were teaching us, of course I'm right-handed, but to open up that other side of your brain, they would, you know, move your left hand or, you know, tap the left side of your brain. That's kind of what's coming up with her. It feels like she's a little lopsided, and Spirit wants it to be more level because it feels like, and again, I'm no doctor, but it might help with, sometimes when the body is off kilter a little bit, it can ricochet. And it can cause aches and pains and ailments in different places at different points in time. So that is kind of what is coming up for Natalia. And again, I noticed she put a question. It might have been a latecomer. After the show, go in under comments, type your question, and I answer as many as I can. May not be tonight. It depends on how many there are. But that's what we do. We're going for the ballpark here of what your team wants you to know. Put your comments in after the show, or you can book a private reading. Those are paid. You have to pay for those, but the comments are free. So.
All right, moving on. We are at 7:05. Just to let everybody know, update. We will have to close this down at 7:30.
Yeah.
So we'll try to get in as many as we can. We will not do the alphabet messages so long as we have someone in the chats that wants a reading.
Okay.
So we'll keep moving, and we'll go with mystical. What do you have for mystical?
All right, let's see what we've got going on here. It's funny. Again, Spirit uses my memory. Many, many years ago, I was like just lying in bed. I could hear, sounded like angels, a choir singing my name. And this is what kind of comes up for mystical, seeing a lot of angel energy around her. Um, and it doesn't always have to be the big hitters like, Archangel Michael or Raphael or Ariel. There's a lot of other angels. Some of them even can be, well, they wouldn't really call them angels, but they can be our loved ones on the other side that want to come in and really help us. And they do bring a wonderful motherly energy. Let's see what else is coming in here for her. Spirit is asking you to try to calm the mind. It feels like throughout the day, a lot of times your spirit guides are trying to connect with you or talk with you or give you some information, and you're not getting it because, as all of us, what do we have, Bobby? 80,000 thoughts a day, if not more, random thoughts. And it's hard to do. Not that we're going to stop those thoughts. I don't think that ever happens. But they're just saying, kind of, set a timer every hour on your phone. When it goes off, just sit there if you can for 5 minutes. Notice your body, because it feels like your guides are really going to affect your physical body. The more you work with them, the more you're going to know that they're around you. You might feel cold chills. When Irene comes, she'd do that to my shoulder. It'd be like somebody just literally hitting me, So they can do all kinds of things. They could make you hot. You could even smell things, smell roses or whatever. But pay very close attention. Sit in silence and do it several times a day after day after day. You're not going to skip grades. People that want to work with their angels or their spirit team, you're not going to be able to do it for a week. It's like a job. You got to keep working with it. And they said that they're really going to try to work with affecting your physical body to where you know that they're around. Then when you feel it, present a question. So that's what comes in for mystical.
Okay. On to Tracy. What do you have for her?
All right. Let's see what we've got for Tracy here just a bit. Boy, first thing that comes up is they said feast or famine. It's like they showed me her back pocket, and it feels like it's full of money, and then it's not full of money. And then it gets full of money, and it's not full of money. And when it's full of money, that's fine, and it almost feels stressful because there's a lot of work, that has to be done to get that money coming in. But then when there's not a lot of work, move out of the fear arena. Kind of reminds me, people who like me who are self-employed, we don't get a paycheck every day. It depends on what work comes in. That's kind of what comes up for Tracy. But Spirit says, look at how your life has changed. They tell me 3, 4, 5 years ago, you might have been more worried about that, but now it's like you're starting to really trust Spirit, and you know that Spirit has your back, and Spirit will carry you through. And sometimes think of it when the money is not flowing in and you might not be working as much, that's all right. Think of it like a little vacation or a little bit of time off to regroup. Because they kept showing me a checker game, chess game. And a checker player, it just kind of does the next move, but a chess player thinks out the next several moves. So that's what they're saying. And one thing when I did that, they said, one job is going to lead to another and to another. Word of mouth is very good for her.
Good. Maybe she has a job like yours.
Maybe.
Word of mouth is big, isn't it?
I tell you what, it took some doing, but that is how I got my cleaning business. And I mean, I've had some houses for almost 40 years.
Wow.
But even with the readings too, believe it or not, that is how I get a lot of my private paid readings, is word of mouth.
Well, good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, That would imply your readings are pretty good.
People seem to like them.
Yeah, good. Let's move on to Miley. What do you have for her?
All right, let's see what we got. Oh boy. When I look at her energy, I love it. It feels like sparklers coming out of the top of her head. It just childlike energy at the awe. Spirit is awesome. They're taking me back in my memory to when I first started doing this many, many years ago. And when the synchronicities would happen, um, and when you just know spirits coming in and intervening, and it's just like a kid at Disney World. It's magical. That is what we're seeing for Miley. Might just be tapping her toes into this, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. Learn all you can. You'll find your niche. We like numbers for you. Spirit is saying you would be good at numerology. And keep in mind, you can make up the rules. You can tell Spirit, when you show me number 5, this is what I want it to mean. Usually they'll say, there's like I forget what they call it, a universal language. Like 5 may mean, 5 means changes. If Miley says to her guides, I want 5 to mean, uh, whatever, it can mean that. It's the dialogue that she has with her guides. So everybody has spiritual gifts, but they don't all have to be cookie cutters. Feels like she's not going to be a cookie cutter. She feels more like a leader instead of a follower. And it feels like if she's not, she will be very comfortable of leading all by herself and doesn't have to have people around her. She dances to her own drum.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to take a little swig of water here.
And we'll move on to Stephanie. Stephanie, I know you have a specific question here. After the show, if you could put that question down in the comments, Sherry will answer it. Right now, she's going to give you a general reading. Sherry, what do you have for Stephanie?
Find something that you love. Now that's pretty broad, and I'm asking Spirit, what is it? And they said, well, it could be more than one thing. Doesn't necessarily mean it has to be a love relationship. It could be a friendship, it could be a job, it could be a house, but it's just things that you really spark your heart and get you going there. How we were talking earlier, how people will go through sometimes, not so good times and then to the good times. We feel like that yours is really, you're not quite up that mountain yet, but they said you're more than halfway. And you're really good. It feels like that, they showed me your knees, like it felt like maybe not too long ago you might have felt like, you had the wind knocked out of your sails. You might have been blindsided. Feels like you stumbled, you came across a lot of obstacles. But Spirit says, they just show me like a clear road for you now, for a while. And you're going up, but before long, life is going to be fun. We see a lot of fun coming up for you in the summer. And again, don't wait on somebody to ask you to go do something. Make your own happiness. Join clubs, invite people to go do something, even the little things, but the more that you get out and mix and mingle, then the more people that you know, more opportunities come up. So it's just using your words and mixing and mingling, but we do see, they call it a break. You're going to get a break in a good way, to where good things come through. So that's a good message, Stephanie.
All right, good. How about Rusty Woodpecker?
I love that. Every
Well,
time
good.
we say that, it makes me giggle.
Yeah, I like the icon.
Yeah.
What do you have for Rusty?
All right, Rusty, let's see what we got going on here. First thing they showed me is your heart. And Not that anything's wrong with your physical heart, but you kind of have that behind you. And it's like, I feel like a love relationship or something is kind of behind you. And, and you focus on keeping yourself busy. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. Because there's a part of you that's scared to jump in to a relationship with both feet. You're very leery of it. A lot of people are. And you keep yourself busy so you don't have to feel emotions. One of the emotions that we see when you do busy things, I'm a busy person, man. I cannot sit still. And I know it's because I don't want to feel undesirable emotions. That's what we see with Rusty, because we see the word lonely above his head, or a sense of, I almost want to say isolation or loneliness. Um, so we're not saying sit around on the couch and eat chocolate bonbons, all day, but we're also saying when you feel an emotion, feel it. If it's an undesirable one, feel it. You're not going to give it more energy. It's just coming up for you to feel it. Feel it and say thank you, and then you can get on your busy little way. But Spirit says, I don't know if he's in a relationship or not, because you put your heart behind you, but they said that heart is going to come right in here, buddy, and you are going to be in a relationship probably sooner than what you think.
Okay. All right, Rusty, hope that helps. Sheila, hi. Also, just dropping in today to say hello, multitasking. So just listening.
Okay.
But she would like a reading. What do you have for her?
All right, let's see what we got going on here. They're showing me you, of course, we were talking about cleaning, but they show me you kind of going through and cleaning things. You're going to notice dirt in your home or in wherever you live that you might not have noticed. Really like spring cleaning, but what is really going on is, a cluttered house is a cluttered mind. People will either start to clear out their house and stuff because they're doing work internally. And that's what we see going on with her, is that you're starting to really do some soul searching. You might, some of the things maybe that you were taught as a child, you might start going back and revisiting some of those, because you'll be like, that doesn't make sense anymore. And you're going to find that you can take a little bit of this and a little bit of that and that and that, and just take whatever resonates with you. You don't have to believe every single thing, because again, you, like the other person, I don't know who it was I read, feels like you dance to your own drum, and you are a leader. And sometimes you like to, Irene said, go out into the wilderness, but you like to go out down roads that aren't even paved yet. So, and with that real quick, because I could almost talk with her forever, I don't know if you do any kind of work like I do, but they said you would be a good reader if you so choose. So.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right, well, I hope that helps. Let's go to...
Oh, let's pick up. One thing that they showed me is like her and her jammies. And sometimes on Sunday, I'll sit in my jammies and watch a movie, and I cook for the whole week. I dig Sundays. That's my favorite time. And that's what they're saying. That's what is needed for you, is a jammy day. Try to mark everything off your calendar, and do that more than just one time. Maybe if you can do it once a week, and that way it gives your mind time to shut down. Because I see the mind going. Even when you're trying to sleep, it just is hard for the mind to shut down. And they're saying, try to schedule it in where you just sit around and do mindless things, whether it be watch a movie or whatnot. But they don't really want you on the computer or on the cell phone. They'd rather you do things you like. If you like to garden, if you like to cook, things of that nature. But it feels like you've been burning the candle at both ends of the stick. Pay attention to your body, because it's going to start giving you taps and aches and pains here and there, that it's time to maybe slow down. Sometimes when they say slow down, they're not always talking about physical work, like, oh, I'm digging ditches, I'm cleaning houses. Could be the mind. If the mind is going, that can wear you down too. So that's kind of what we're more drawn into. Nay.
All right, let's quickly move to Ace. What do you have for Ace?
What is the name? Ace?
Ace.
Okay, Ace. All right, Irene, stop. You know where I'm going, in the casino with the poker.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's see what we've got going on here. It's funny. They say, every time you look in the mirror, tell yourself something about you that you like. They want you to build up your confidence. People are only going to like you as much as you like you. Feels like you've kind of got a monkey on your back. And what they mean by that is something is bugging you. And it could just be a lot of little things. But, you know, when that happens, then it can almost feel a little overwhelming. So they're saying when that happens, just almost try to pull yourself out and become the observer and ask yourself, why is this bothering me? Because it feels like the thoughts. Sometimes, I don't know, Spirit's kind of showing me where you might drop down rabbit holes. And a lot of us do that. And so they're saying, just watch, you know, when you're going to start to go down a rabbit hole and start to worry about something, or get depressed or sad, or throw the cart before the horse, worry about things that have never ceased to exist. So they're saying, you know, you're the only one that can stop your thoughts. So they're asking you to kind of monitor them. So that is what comes in for Ace.
Okay. Not too many left.
Okay.
We can get them done. Jazz Starfish. What do you have for her?
Okay. Let's see. Tapestry, and your guides and angels and God, they know what you want. Make sure you voice it, but they know, and they're working on it. Sometimes, what's that saying? You can't see the trees for the forest, or what is it? You know, that saying,
Yeah.
that's kind of like she's in the middle of it and she can't really tell what's going on, but they're saying it will make sense to you. And then when you step back and a little further down the road, you're going to be like, wow, that turned out better than what I thought. So they just keep saying, have patience. And things are going to really step up. It's like a new friend that comes in, and you're really going to connect with this person, where you feel like, almost like the minute you meet this person, like you've known them all your life. And it's just an easy friendship, and it's a wonderful, somebody that you can kind of bounce things off of. So this is what we see coming up for
Jazz
Starfish.
Starfish.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a couple more left.
Okay.
Blue Snapper.
Okay. Let's see what we've got coming up here for Blue Snapper. Boy, we got a lot going on. We see your arms going like this, grabbing this and grab. There's so much that you want to do, so much that you want to do. And they're saying, caution, you know, pick and choose what it is you want. Try not to overwhelm yourself, because, boy, they said you're a doer. And when you do something, you don't just, you know, halfway do it. You're all in. And they're saying that you're not a quitter and that you go. So they're cautioning you not to take on too much, because it feels like you're going to have a lot on your plate. And some of that stuff you don't have to. They also are asking you to plan a vacation. And I know that sounds silly, but I know a lot of people that don't go on vacations. But they're saying plan one, even if it's months down the road, just so you can have something to look forward to. Doesn't have to be, a world trip. It can just be a weekend or something. Just have something to look forward to. They want you to put fun things in your calendar to look forward to. And they said it will start in April because you might plan something in April for further down the road. So there you go.
Okay. And now we go to Joshua.
Okay. Let's see what we've got going on here. One thing that comes up is Spirit is trying to boost your confidence. A lot of times we're not our best cheerleaders. And your spirit guides are coming in and they're saying, get out there. People really do like you. And it feels like that you're just you and you don't put on any persona, you don't put on any front, and people love the way they love your energy. And the more that you can realize that, the more your energy can go out. We see where your aura, you're going to start to get more and more and more and more confidence, to where they almost showed me you out on a platform, to where you might not be able to do it now. You might. It's whether it be on a show, out on social media or in person, because they're just hear what you would have to say. Not quite for sure what it is you're going to say, but I just see you standing there and people all staring at you, and they're really interested in what you're saying. So, and again, some of these
Our job,
Yeah, I don't know, but some of these might be, a little further out, but that's what's coming in.
Okay. And one last reading here.
Okay.
Let's go with Marfell.
All right.
Yeah, for her.
Let's see what we got going on here. I feel like I'm starting to rock back and forth, and that's when I get into spirit,
Where are you getting
loopy. This is for Marfell. Feels like sitting in meditation, really beneficial. Take a piece of paper and write down a question, because they say, man, I know we did a reading earlier with somebody that looked like a funnel in their head where just dropping information in. That's kind of what they're showing me here, that ask and you shall receive. Very drawn into your home. The minute I said that, seeing a lot of angels in your home. This is coming in just a wonderful energy, and comfort. They're coming in for healing for you too. And this healing can come on a lot of different levels, but some of this is emotional and some of this might be from childhood, that they're coming in, because I feel like a motherly energy. But there's some wounds that still haven't been healed from childhood, and they're coming in, and they can help you if you ask. On this earth, we have free will, and they can't help you unless you ask. But there's some work to be done with the past trauma or the childhood, and they are really willing to help you. Got to tell you, we don't know what people go through. I'm telling you, some children really go through a lot, and it's, of course, we choose a lot of that because our soul needs that to evolve. But man, boy, there's people that are really tough and can really weather the storm. So we see where this is, a lot of healing coming in.
All right. Well, good. And I think that will do it for us.
Okay, boy, right on the money, huh?
Right on the money, yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody, if you have any questions, specific questions that you want for Shari after the show's over, down in the video, go in the comments, type your specific question, Shari will endeavor to answer those. Some maybe tonight, some tomorrow for sure. And with that, thanks for tuning in for today's show. Thanks to everybody that shared their reading with the group. Watch the video that'll drop tomorrow morning. And as always, if you have a topic you'd like us to discuss or a question, put that down in the comment section. We'll try to make that happen.
Yeah.
And if you'd like to book your own private reading with Shari, go to psychicshari.com, click on the Schedule Now button. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Click those like buttons, those really help. Click on the bell icon to be.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean,
Yeah,
evidently it didn't work tonight, but
and that being said, that is it.
okay. Bye, everybody. Thanks
Take
for
care.
coming
We'll
on.
see you